Well, good afternoon. Today is a great day, and it is a big day for all of us here in Allegheny County and across the great Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, one that allows us to build on our impressive legacy of energy leadership, an energy leadership legacy that stretches back quite literally centuries here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. From Ben Franklin's kite to the coal mines and oil fields of this region that fueled our industrial revolution, to the Westinghouse factory located on this very site where George Westinghouse and Nikola Tesla worked to develop modern electrical currents. Pennsylvania's energy industry has created great jobs, lifted people up out of poverty, powered the middle class, and has kept the lights on for millions of Americans. When fascism threatened freedom overseas, it was our Commonwealth that produced the energy that was the arsenal of democracy, the most powerful manufacturing base in the world. Today, I want you to know here in Pennsylvania, we are the second largest energy exporter in the entire country and one of the most important energy producers in the entire world. That gives us power, and that gives us opportunity for more freedom. And with the announcement that we are making today here at Eos, we continue now to write the next chapter in Pennsylvania's story of energy leadership. I'm here today and proud to announce that Eos, this energy storage company that's developed a unique zinc-based battery as a cheaper option to store power, is massively expanding their manufacturing footprint here in Allegheny County and relocating their official headquarters from Jersey right here to Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Yep. I would note, Joe, it's a smart decision because Giants, I think, are 2-5 and we're 4-2. So better to be here in Steelers country. Eos is investing $353 million, and they plan to create 730 jobs here in Western Pennsylvania on top of the nearly 280 that are here now for more than 1,000 jobs right here in this wonderful community. That is a big deal, a big deal. And this is one of the very first projects that came across my desk after I took office. When Secretary Rick Siger, who joins us here today, and you should know he's a Yinzer, so he's one of you, Siger and I first heard about Eos just in our first few months in office. We heard about their mission, we learned about your work, and we knew immediately that this technology would be a game changer. Look, Eos is leading the way to develop and commercialize energy storage that makes our grid far more reliable, far more resilient, and allows us to store it for when it's needed. What's the benefit of that? Cheaper, cleaner, more reliable energy for Pennsylvanians, more opportunity for our fellow citizens. On top of that, they use zinc as that primary material here at Eos, which is cheaper and far more abundant in the United States to build their batteries, as opposed to lithium-based batteries that are largely sourced overseas. Get this, 91%, soon to be 100% of the materials that go into these products come from the United States. American made, exactly as it should be right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. You should clap for that. I see what you're doing. After our comments today, you're also going to see the next step in Eos's development. They're going to begin working closely with top energy producers like Talon Energy to use their products to help power some of the data centers that are being built across the Commonwealth. Again, a big deal, and we are grateful and proud that Pennsylvania is here achieving this win. And it's happening after a whole lot of work. We've been working at this for about 2 years because we wanted to get it right. I want to thank Joe and the entire team here at Eos for betting on Pennsylvania, for working with our Commonwealth. And I want you to know We care deeply about your success. That's why I'm pleased to announce that the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania is investing $22 million in your growth and in your success right here in Allegheny County. Now, this has been a total team effort. I know Joe will acknowledge that. And I want to acknowledge a governing partner of mine, your county executive, Sarah Innamorato. Sarah helped steer this through as one of the most important projects in her county. She'll speak for herself, but the fact that Allegheny County invested in this project as well should show you just how important you are to the fabric of this community. I am grateful to County Executive Innamorato for her leadership. That is strong leadership, it's real leadership, and it is leadership that will have a lasting impact in our community. I know that Sarah will also acknowledge that we had a whole lot of partners in this. Organized labor has helped lead the way and charted an important course, and worked together with the folks who run our Chamber of Commerce, known as the Allegheny Conference. I'm grateful to Stephanie Pashman and Matt Smith for their work. And I hope you'll take a moment to reflect on the fact that you've got government, government at every level, the private sector, organized labor, and the business community all working together. That is the Pennsylvania way. That is how we make progress in this Commonwealth, and that is how we set an example for the rest of the country. We did work together for the last 2.5 years, and we got it right, and that is what's allowed us to be here today. I'm proud to be your governor. I'm proud to be a pro-growth governor, and this is a company that's going to help us grow leaps and bounds. Right now, if you look at energy and innovation landscape in our Commonwealth, you'll see that there is a ton of excitement and a whole lot of forward momentum, especially right here in southwestern Pennsylvania. Hundreds of millions of dollars are flowing in for companies who are investing right here in this region. Companies like Accelitas, who, by the way, left Massachusetts, and I hate the Celtics, so it's good to have them here in Pennsylvania. They're now in the Strip District when they used to be in Massachusetts. Mitsubishi Electric, they're getting ready to break ground on an $86 million factory to produce switchgear in Beaver County. Hitachi Energy, who's investing $78 million to expand all 3 of its facilities in Westmoreland County, creating more than 100 new jobs in the process. Those are just a few examples of the exciting development that we're seeing in this region. Businesses that want to innovate and lead on energy, well, they're choosing Pennsylvania. And that's because what we're doing here is working. For the first time in 2 decades, we've got a statewide economic development strategy led by Secretary Siger. 3 of the pillars of those strategy is energy, manufacturing, and robotics and technology. Eos stands in all 3 of those camps. And for our part in state government, we believe that we're helping foster this innovation and growth. We've cut taxes, we've sped up permitting, we've connected the dots between businesses and workers so they're all able to thrive. We also have a comprehensive energy plan, known as the Lightning Plan, back to Ben Franklin and that kite that's going to increase generation, bring down energy costs, create jobs, and grow our economy. And I want you to hear me on this. Eos is key to our energy strategy here in Pennsylvania. As you grow, we will grow in our Commonwealth. All of that work comes with 3 letters in mind, the 3 letters we focus on every single day, GSD, get stuff done. That's our focus every day, putting points on the board, showing our work, creating jobs, creating opportunity, and more freedom here in this Commonwealth. And it's working, and folks are taking notice. Just last month, Axios reported that Pennsylvania is the only state in the northeastern part of the United States with a growing economy. All the other states are contracting or just simply stable. Under our administration, Pennsylvania was recently ranked the top state in the Northeast for regional economic competitiveness by Site Selector magazine. Forbes just rated us one of the best states in the country to start a business. Wallet Hub ranks our Commonwealth in the top 3 states for quality of life, and CNBC puts us in the top 10 for affordability. We're doing the right things. Pennsylvania is on the rise. Eos is a huge part of that, and we're excited for all of you. I couldn't be more proud to be your governor. I couldn't be more excited to see what comes next. our strategy for growth involves all of you. And so I want to say to all of the workers who are here, thank you for the important work that you've done. I really admire and respect what you do every day. To the 730 or more people who are now going to have an opportunity to join your ranks, I say it's great for them. That's more opportunity, more chance to put food on the table for their families, more chances to see a career in these wonderful technologies, as you'll hear from Ray in a moment. So I want to thank Joe and the entire team here at Eos. You're an exciting company, and we are so damn proud to have you here in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Thank you all very, very much. And now, it's my pleasure to bring up Joe Mastrangelo, the leader of this effort, a guy I've worked closely with over the last 2.5 years. Joe, your vision is extraordinary. Now we get to go implement, and great things are going to happen here at Eos. Joe, congratulations.
So I stand here today. So I've been in the energy industry for 35 years. I spent the majority of my time building factories all around the world. I came to Eos 7 years ago on what was, can we do something, right? So when you think about, we're going to do something that's never been done, and what always came to mind to me when I was traveling the world, spent a lot of time in the continent of Africa, and there's an African proverb that says, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. This is an example of going together, and I want to start off with thanking the people that really brought this together. You know, Governor Shapiro, to start under your leadership to get where we are today, just tremendous, but obviously a lot of the legwork. I think Rick and I are on speed dial with one another. Always haven't been the easiest conversations, but they've been very productive to make us better as a company. And then also want to recognize Eric Bitzar. So Eric Bitzar was a guy who I think he has a badge to get into the facility. Like, I think we count him in that headcount number, actually, as he spent so much time here. Without Eric, we wouldn't be here today, and all of his legwork and keeping us moving forward. From the county standpoint, you know, County Executive Innamorato, just your help to get us where we are today. Lauren Connolly, who helped out from economic development standpoint. From the local standpoint, I can't be remiss without recognizing the mayor of Turtle Creek, Adam Forgey, who's helped us all along as we've gone through this and been a true partner. There's a woman who works at the Mon Metro conference, Tina Doucet. Tina has become truly a partner who came in the first day, and she asked me, like, why are you doing this? And we talked about energy, and she said, no, why are you doing this here? And we talked about exactly what you talked about, Governor Shapiro, is creating a pathway to middle class for people, doing something on the grounds of where great things were done before, and proving that we could still build things in America. And Tina's been a great partner to help us through that. Patty DeMarco, who will be the mayor of Forest Hills, has been somebody who helped us through many areas and really thinking through how to do microgrids and things in the area. Bernie Hall, I'd like to recognize the steelworkers. Look, you know, Bernie, I wouldn't say that the relationship got off to the best start in the beginning, but the steelworkers have been a great partner in helping us grow and becoming more professional on how we manage and do things on our shop floor. So it's been a great working with everybody here over the last year to bring us forward. From the Allegheny Conference, you know, Stephanie Pashman and her team, Matt Smith. Matt, you've been, you know, along the ride from the very beginning. Patty Horovich, I don't know if Patty's here. I think she's traveling. You know, Patty's been with me on the steps of Harrisburg when we're coming in and out of meetings to talk about what we want to do, and always believed in where Eos would be for the long term. Partner organizations, like, there's a lot of people that have gotten us here. I want to recognize, you know, the Community College of Allegheny County. I know we have Dr. Bullock here today. I think thank you for helping us with Allegheny County, with what they do for us. And as I am a community college alumni, what they do for us is they help us train and grow career paths for people in our organization. We always say about Eos is the requirement to work at Eos is a willingness to work. From there, if you want to work, you can go and be whatever you want to be, and we'll talk about that in a moment. You know, we have Dr. Jen from CMU. Look, CMU, one of the reasons, like, when you look back at why we came to Allegheny County, how we wound up in this building. 6 years ago, back where everyone's standing, we brought back our first piece of machinery from China. And the way it started was, and I see Denny's in the back there, you know, Denny, we were cleaning garbage out of this place and throwing it into a dumpster to really start building things here. But one of the reasons why we came here, just to be brutally honest, was it was cheap. It was what we could afford. We were a startup. It was an easy place to move into. From there, we knew we could build a workforce, and we built that workforce. We now produce a battery. You know, batteries come off of our line every 10 seconds. We're delivering out into the field. The battery performs, you talk about it being cheaper than lithium ion. when it performs, it actually can outperform lithium ion. It's more efficient when you operate it the right way. But how it's going to make it even more efficient than that is bringing in the brains like we get from CMU, helping us become smarter. So it's not just about having the bricks and mortar and having the arm, the brawn to get things done. It's also having the brains to make yourself smarter. You pull all those things together and you could build a great company. We also have the Pittsburgh Technology Council, the Pittsburgh AI Strike Team. We have multiple workforce development partners that have helped us hire people. But at the core of everything that you talk about with a company like Eos, I was asked this morning when we announced this to the internal team, somebody said to me, did you ever think you would be standing here? And what I would tell you is in a startup is riding a roller coaster. But you can't let the highs be too high, you can't let the lows be too low. So were there days where I never thought we would be standing here? Yes. Were there days that I knew we would be standing here? Yes. What gets you to a day like today? It's everybody here that's in a green shirt. I'm blessed with a great team. So let's talk about that great team. Everybody in the room here is a shareholder in Eos. So you got a lot of shareholders here that want to see this company succeed, no matter what level you are in the company. We've come a long way as a group. There are those of you who remember building a building inside this building to keep building batteries so that we can deliver to customers, and how we did that on the fly in November and December when we realized this building got too cold to produce. There are those of you who have been here where we asked you to work overtime throughout the summer to deliver for an important customer. Well, that delivery that you did all summer long, it's now performing out in the field at better than what the specification was supposed to be for the product. The customer's happy, and we announced, along with this announcement, this morning we announced 2 commercial agreements, one with Talent Energy and their CEO, Mac McFarland, is here today, a big power generator in the state of Pennsylvania. So not only will they be able to generate power, they'll be able to store it and bring it on the grid when we need it with Pennsylvania-made batteries. So this isn't just about having the natural resources, having the people, it's just pulling all those pieces together and getting us where we are today. But let's make no mistake about it, the company's only as good as everyone inside the company. So what I'd like to do is pause here and let Jareen get up and talk about her experience here at Eos and tell a little bit about what she's done and how she's making history in the United States. And I'll just close by saying, if anybody doubts that we can't still build things in America, they got to come to Turtle Creek and see that you can still get things done if we all work together and focus on one goal. Thank you.
Great job.
Hello, everybody. My name is Rainesha Addison. I'm a coordinator here at Eos. I started at Eos a year ago. I'm sorry. I'm really nervous right now.
You got it. You're good.
Okay.
You're doing great.
When I first started at Eos, I was a production associate. I started back in September, which would have made my years on the 16th. I was employed with the company for 8 months when I got a promotion to a coordinator. Before starting EOS, I had trouble making ends meet with a lot of different things. First, I'm a single mother of 2 kids. And I was trying to make a way for my kids and also for myself, my family, of course. And that was then when I started classes at NCUS. I took advanced manufacturing classes. I graduated from there. They introduced me to EOS. Coming into EOS, like Joe said, he's seen himself standing right here. I didn't see myself standing right here right now. So to be standing right here with this opportunity is like, it's a lot to take in, but I appreciate it. In my role, I wouldn't say I'm just a coordinator. I would say I'm a leader. A lot of people pour into me. People come to me with their personal problems, and I'm able to give that back to them. Just seeing people grow throughout the company, especially being so, as a leader, seeing people grow and get different positions and just growth overall in their life, it's a great thing to see. And I just want to say for anybody out there that has doubts, keep going. Never be afraid to try again. Never give up on yourself. You never know where you will be at, and you will never know who's watching you. So with that being said, I would like to welcome executive Enamorado.
Great job.
Great job. Great job. That was great.
I know. Oh, good afternoon, everyone. What an amazing day and an amazing announcement. Yes, for Eos Energy, but for Allegheny County as a whole. This is a company that is not only powering the future of clean energy, but also creating opportunity right here in Allegheny County. And I first stepped foot on this campus about 3 years ago, and I saw the vision of what it could be. I got excited. I was all in making sure that Eos could stay here and grow here. And to stand here today and see that vision realized, it's so incredible. So congratulations to Joe and the entire Eos team for getting us to this point. You have been incredible partners. Thank you for your innovation and your deep commitment to Allegheny County. And of course, you heard the list of people who were involved in making this a reality. Of course, Governor Shapiro, thank you for your continued partnership. Lieutenant Governor Austin Davis, Secretary Rick Siger, our Senator Piscatano, our representatives, Allegheny Conference, Stephanie Pashman, all our state partners, and the local electeds here in the Mon Valley. Thank you all for your partnership. You know, really it does take all of us to realize something huge and momentous for our entire region. And again, this is what happens when we align those priorities. We can make big things happen. Thank you to the United Steelworkers and Bernie Hall. Thank you for your continued partnership in ensuring that clean energy jobs are also good union jobs. Eos Energy expansion is a major milestone in the region's clean energy future, with a more than $360 million investment across Turtle Creek, Warrendale, and the city of Pittsburgh. And you heard it. This type of investment means that there will be 1,000 good-paying, many of them union jobs, right here for our residents. That also means more money flowing to our local suppliers, contractors, and community partners. And we know Eos has strong partnerships with folks like Partner for Work, and I know Rob Cherry's here with CCAC and under the leadership of Dr. Bullock and many of our local unions, because we want to make sure as this company grows, our people grow along with it. And this project highlights exactly what we do best here in Allegheny County. We have public and private sectors working together on a shared goal. We have strong collaboration between workforce development, higher education, and organized labor. And this is a practical application of cutting-edge technology to meet real-world needs. That's why Allegheny County, through our Redevelopment Authority, is proud to invest $2 million through our Targeted Sector Growth Fund to support this expansion, pending board approval later this week, but I think we're going to make it happen. And the thing to highlight is that this is the single largest investment that we've ever made in new business development, because we believe in this. We believe in the possibilities that are here. We believe in the people that are building those possibilities. And it also builds on the more than $10 million we've already invested in businesses leading the way in innovation and clean technology, because we want to ensure that growth in our regional economy leads to shared prosperity that benefits everybody. Because Eos right here, they're more than just a company. It's a symbol of what's possible when we align innovation and sustainability and growth with good jobs and create partnerships in the public and private sector. This project cements our region's place as a national leader in clean tech-led manufacturing and energy innovation. And you know, we're just getting started. Together, we are building a stronger, greener, and more equitable economy right here in Allegheny County that works for everyone. And a huge partner in that is Leader Bernie Hall. He's an incredible labor leader, a wonderful friend, and a partner to Allegheny County. So please come up, Bernie.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, County Executive, for that introduction, and I'm glad to be here today for this exciting announcement, which is going to sustain hundreds of jobs and create an additional 700 right here in Allegheny County. I want to personally congratulate and thank Joe, your entire team, and all the workers here today. You know, from day one when we met with Eos, Joe and his team talked about building an American-made company. That was important to them, doing something here in the community, providing good family-sustaining jobs. We hear that from a lot of different employers, but I can tell you that Eos does live it. And it's part of their culture, their DNA, and we're proud to stand with them and be part of this exciting announcement and see them grow and provide those opportunities. As the governor mentioned, Pennsylvania is the only Northeast state with a growing economy. With the rise in data centers around the country, there's increased demand for energy for all types. And Pennsylvania is aggressively competing to continue to be one of the top energy exporters in the world. At the center of it all, union workers are helping to build out a more affordable, sustainable energy grid right here in Pennsylvania. Last year, the workers at Eos Energy voted to join our union. That was a pivotal moment here for the workers here, who are eager to be part of this new and growing part of the Pennsylvania economy. These are the jobs of the future, and they're good union jobs. As innovative technologies like these batteries come online, it's important that these workers continue to have a voice at the table. We're looking forward to working with Eos, continued growth in Allegheny County, and we want to thank the Department of Energy, the governor, his administration, and Allegheny County for helping to secure this critical investment. Now I'd like to introduce DCED Secretary Rick Siger.
All right, well, good afternoon, everyone. A lot has been said, so I'll be quick. But let me just say, it's an absolute honor to be here today. This is a big day for this company. This is a big day for the Pittsburgh region, but this is a big day for Pennsylvania. This is a major league expansion of this manufacturing facility. It's a relocation of a headquarters to the north side of Pittsburgh, which clearly shows that Pennsylvania is at the forefront of the global race to invest in energy. And I will say on a personal note, it's good to be doing this here at home in Allegheny County. I will say this project delivers on the governor's commitment to make us more competitive, to deliver great projects, to win great projects, and further position us as an economic powerhouse. It's been sort of alluded to a couple times, but I literally think the second call I ever took as secretary was with Joe. We did a call with your team and you said, hey, let me tell you about this great company we have in Turtle Creek. And while there may have been some ups and downs, I think it's fair to say we've been with you every step of the way. That's true. I sat shoulder to shoulder with you in the Forrestal building in Washington. We've been on the phone constantly through this process and couldn't be more excited for you and for this team today. I know you recognize it and I appreciate it a lot, but I'm going to do it again anyway. I want to recognize Eric Bitar, who has been working on this project from our business PA team longer than me, into a prior administration, managed this in a really outstanding way, and I think is really an example of the kind of terrific quality folks we have on our team that help move this stuff forward. And of course, alongside our team, the county, the Allegheny Conference, RIDC that owns this facility, so many more folks have been instrumental in making this a reality. This really is a team sport. You know, as I wrap up here, I want to just say that Pennsylvania's on the rise. We are committed to this momentum. We are thrilled for EOS's growth, and we're excited to be a part of your future. So to this team, not just to Joe, but to everyone here, all the folks I've had the honor to work with these past couple of years, thank you. Thanks for choosing Pennsylvania for this investment. Thanks for growing here. Thanks for bringing your headquarters here and for your commitment to American manufacturing. I wish you congratulations and the best wishes in your future growth. And with that, it's a pleasure to introduce really one of our best partners across the state from the Allegheny Conference, Stephanie Pashman. Stephanie.
Thank you. This is a great day for our region, and we are starting the chapter of a new story. We've been at this at the Allegheny Conference for 80 years when we had leaders before us, including over 100 years ago when George Westinghouse stood on these very grounds and Andrew Carnegie introduced the Bessemer converter for steelmaking just down the road. And that was world-changing. And now we have Joe Mastrangelo announcing today's expansion to build battery technology right here in this same location, the next chapter. This is Pittsburgh leadership in action. We have worked alongside Eos. I remember 2022 when the email came across that this company had showed up and needed some help. And right after that, I somehow got lucky to have dinner with Joe in Italy when I got to know his family, and I thought, wow, this leader is inspired and he belongs in Pittsburgh. And they chose Pittsburgh, a place where grit, where creativity and resilience intersect with community. We know how to solve problems and build what's next. This is a win for this region and, of course, for the workforce. This is a strategy, and this is exemplifying our strategy in action that you've heard about all over from all of these leaders up here. Bringing together energy, manufacturing, and technology into a single competitive frontier that is uniquely Pittsburgh's. Through immense coordination, and I should also call out my colleagues, Matt Smith, Patty Horvatich, who really know these people in and out. The relationships that have been built over this time is what delivered this immense success today. This is the groundwork that translates into tangible growth. And this year alone, this region has crossed a major threshold of $15.7 billion in new capital investment across 10 counties, creating and retaining more than 15,000 jobs, and this just adds to that. This is a critical moment for our region. This is investments in people, in innovation, in our ecosystem, and in our communities. Eos, thank you for joining us. Thank you for being part of the next generation of leadership in this region. Joe, I know you will join our tables and our ranks and our civic fabric, and congratulations. You're not just joining a region, you are joining a legacy, and we are building the future together. And with that, I would like to welcome back up the governor, who will take questions from the press.
Thank you. All right. If there's any questions from the press, we're happy to entertain them.
Tell us what were the driving factors to relocating your headquarters to Pennsylvania versus other states that were in consideration?
So it's a great question. So what were the driving factors for the headquarters here in Pennsylvania, in Pittsburgh? So look, you're standing in the best sales tool that we have. You bring a customer here and you show them what we do every day. You know, right over here to my left is a cube that's actually under its final test before we ship out to the field. So that's the first thing. The second thing is what I talked about before. You know, we have a great workforce that when you convince them, get them bought in, that no one can beat them. You know, they've got that championship medal that's been forged over decades. The third thing was the ecosystem of universities that's going to help us really take this to the next level. Like what we really think about as a strategy for our company is a differentiated battery that can be built at a low-cost position that can outperform anything else that's out in the market. Simplified packaging of that, which is the building we're standing in here today, and then software that surrounds that to allow you to operate that battery any way you want to any use case that we may need. We need to be able to tap into that, not only that build things, but also how do you make what you built better. So really when you put those things together, it became almost a no-brainer from a decision of where we should be. And look, I've been, as I said before, I've been doing this for 35 years, and I love nothing more to come out to the factory floor. They kind of move me downtown because they don't want me out here all the time, or downtown, however you want to say it. But I can still sneak back here and see what's going on. So we just want to be close and create that critical mass.
Grow the workforce beyond what it is now.
So we'll grow as orders grow. Like the challenge. When you think about EOS, is the market opportunity is large, and part of the reason why we chose the building that we're going to be putting the next line into is we can expand quickly. The way that we thought about our manufacturing process is you build it in 2 gigawatt-hour increments, and you can add lines as you go. We can put up to 4 lines in that factory. So as the demand grows, and as we start seeing more and more of our product get out in the field, we'll expand and continue to grow. As the demand is there.
Joe, what would be different about the plant in Marshall?
So what's different about the plant? What's different about the plant over here? So if you look where we are today, again, like this is the definition of organic growth, right? We took the building that we're standing in here because it was cheap, as I said. We were building batteries and then putting the batteries into their enclosures and shipping them in the field. We got too big for that. We took a building on the other side of the campus. We went into 1 floor. We then went into 2 floors. We're on 3 floors. You know, when you go and you do a tour, you got to go up and down 3 floors, drive over to another building. So you're basically following the flow of our material. That's just inefficient as you get to that large scale. The new building allows raw materials in one side and finished product out the other side. So I think that's really what we've been looking for. And look, we've built up a capability. And as I said, you know, a company's only as good as its people. The people in the back there with the green shirts, they know what they're doing. That's going to be hard to recreate, and we wanted to build off of what we already had.
You're going to stay here, though, as well?
For the time being, yes. Yep.
Yeah, I'm curious, what's the timetable on moving from New Jersey to Pittsburgh and overall?
So we spend a lot of time here already. The timetable for the headquarters is going to be coming up in the next couple of months. The factory itself, like we've got our first line on order, and the goal is to start producing product out of the new building in the second half of next year. So it's got to be quick.
Anything else?
Mr. Governor,
Yep.
with the federal cuts with SNAP impacting local food banks, what's your reaction to these developments as they trend?
I mean, look, the fact that the federal government is shut down means that hundreds of thousands of Pennsylvanians who rely on SNAP, that's food assistance, aren't able to get it right now. And it breaks my heart to see these folks who just need a little bit extra food in order to be able to put that on the table and sustain them and their families go hungry. It's a reason why I'd encourage everybody here, if you got a little something, a little time, a little extra money, some extra food, donate it to the incredible Greater Pittsburgh, food pantry. They do an amazing job over there, and people need it more. And I think you got folks right now who are feeling somewhat ashamed that they got to go ask for help. But this is a moment where we shouldn't let our fellow citizens hang their heads down, but lift their heads up and let them know we're going to be here for them. I sure hope that the federal government works its stuff out soon and gets those SNAP benefits flowing again to the people who need it most. This is really, really critical stuff.
Governor, are you ready to call the House and Senate leadership into your office and say, let's get this budget taken care of?
Man, I've been doing that all summer. I ran back and forth between the Republicans that lead the Senate, the Democrats that lead the House. They got to do a better job of talking to one another, and the Senate needs to do a better job of actually showing up for work. I introduced my budget 259 days ago. They've managed to show up for work 35 days. And by the way, they get paid full time for showing up for work only 35 days. I think that's offensive to the good people of Pennsylvania who work every day, and they work their tails off, especially in communities like this. They got to do their work. Today, I understand the Senate's voting on some very unserious proposal that actually would force the county executive and the Pittsburgh School District to either cut services or raise taxes because they're actually not funding what is necessary. A bipartisan budget passed in the House of Representatives, it's sitting over in the Senate, and I'll be prepared to sign it into law this afternoon if they'd put it on my desk. They got to stop playing games, they got to show up for work, and they got to pass a bipartisan budget.
So this budget that the Senate passed this afternoon is not acceptable?
I mean, it's a joke. It doesn't actually meet the obligations of this Commonwealth. It's a gimmick, and it's not designed to be serious or get the job done. What they need to do is communicate. All 4 leaders, Republican Democratic leader in the Senate, Republican Democratic leader in the House, they got to communicate. My office will continue to convene them, continue to engage. But the bottom line here is that they're disrespecting the people of Pennsylvania by not showing up for work and by playing games like they are today.
Sorry, one last thing. Speaking of the federal government, do you think that the state government is willing to step in for any energy funding that has been cut recently to support them?
Well, the federal government under the Trump administration cut funding for energy projects that were already slated to move forward here in this Commonwealth, sacrificing 26,000 construction and building trade jobs. I mean, these are common sense projects that were going to lead to more energy production in Pennsylvania. I'm proud of the fact that we produce more energy today than ever before. And some of it's with natural gas, some of it's with wind, solar, nuclear. I'm an all the above energy governor. I thought the president was an all-the-above energy guy too, but for some reason, they're stripping funding away from projects that were employing Pennsylvanians and creating more energy. Look, I want to be really clear. You guys understand this because you work here. More energy means more freedom, more jobs for wonderful people like you, people I respect. And so we're investing in creating more jobs like all of you. Why the federal government's cutting that funding, to me, is inexplicable. It just doesn't make sense. It's not good for the economy, it's not good for energy production, it restricts our freedom, and it means fewer people getting to have great jobs like those here at Eos. Look, I've made clear that we can't backfill these federal cuts. We can't backfill federal cuts to Medicaid. We're about to lose 500,000 Pennsylvanians who are going to lose Medicaid. We're going to lose 140,000 Pennsylvanians off of SNAP, and we're losing those 26,000 union construction jobs and a whole lot more. We can't backfill that. The federal government has made a choice to cut that funding from Pennsylvania. And by the way, you all pay federal taxes. You pay into it. You should want that money coming back here to the Commonwealth. All right? Thanks, everybody. Congratulations, Joe. Thanks, buddy.